There's some of us have a tendency to make mountains out of molehills. And I talked offline. Anything that I do want to catch, I don't care where anybody posts it. If it ends up on World Star Hip Hop, I'm good with it. I don't care.
So they
It's
had this
funny.
catch, and there was a number of people involved, and maybe they had a clear game plan going in around who was going to film and how it would get posted and when, and then, or they didn't have a game plan.
But I don't, if I'm being completely transparent, I don't. If anybody took anything from any of my catches and put it anywhere, it's not. I wouldn't, and I've never done a premiere. I've never edited a video. I don't even know how to make a fucking thumbnail. Like I don't care as long as people know who the bad guy is. But that's me. I hate that I'm going to agree with Haystack here, but that's kind of like my dog in the fight is that, like, I do think that the person filming owns the intellectual property, but I do believe that the content belongs to the community because that's what we're supposed to, stand for. I decoyed that one weekend. Me and Cam got 4 catches. He decoyed 2. I got 2. We did all 4 on his channel, and I didn't give a shit.
All right, I got a question. Did you guys blatantly discuss the premiere agreement after the catch?
Regardless of that, Ray, I think that's important. But even backing up, you're all like grown people. You're grown men. And you're going on a catch, and there's a hazard, a risk associated with having too many cooks in the kitchen. So the more people, the more potential for this kind of stuff to happen. But like, it's pretty simple if you think about it. Like, you should have had an agreed upon plan going in of who was going to do what and when certain things were going to happen. And it sounded like either that didn't happen or it did happen and people didn't uphold their the agreement, right? Yeah, and this reminds me, in this community, if something is like poorly communicated or misinterpreted, it instantly becomes a shit show. I mean, we saw that with this last fundraiser, now this catch. I think it comes down to planning, and it sounds like this catch was not very well organized. People did not have particular roles. The timing was unclear. Who was going to do what? You probably should have written down a script, not to get too complicated, but like sometimes writing it down and going over like a football team, what's the game plan? So everybody knows and you're talking about it, because if people are unclear as to their roles, people are going to do what comes to them instinctually. And right. I think, and then on the backside, then you can dissect it and debrief and figure out what went wrong where, including who has permission to post what, when, and where. And now people are just, you're inserting different things of where people have come from and maybe not taking full accountability for this having been appropriately planned. And it's just not a good look, So I think going forward, if you're going to do catches with people, I'm not a catcher, but I'm a planner. I do events. I coordinate a lot of things, and you just got to have a good plan. And if you don't want to work with somebody, then don't work with them. And if you do, have the common sense to make sure that everybody's on the same page in terms of what's going to happen.